Welcome to Math 240 W01 for Spring 2014. My name is Delois McCormick and I am your instructor for this course. Where we are at this point is on the opening page of Blackboard for our course. Here you will find a welcome announcement that lists all of the assignments that are due the first week. Each week I will post an announcement that will list the items that are due for that particular week. So we'll take a tour of Blackboard by going through the assignments for this week, and then I will take a look at the other buttons that are located here on the Blackboard site. The first thing you should do is go to the course information button and print a copy of the course outline, also known as the syllabus, and read it carefully. You'll be needing this particular item, the syllabus or course outline, to use on the course outline lab that you will complete in week 2. I also recommend that you print a copy of the assignment sheet and place it either near your computer, post on a bulletin board or somewhere close by, or place it inside a notebook where you keep your math notes. Also, you'll find the testing passes are available here. That gives you the information that you need to have when you go to the testing center to take your exams. So that was step 1. Step 2, you're to watch the Getting Started videos found under the Getting Started button. And I'm in the process of recording the tour of Blackboard, which will go here. I will also record a tour of my stat lab, which will be placed here. And I'm planning on adding a video that explains how to access Are You Ready? Because it is a little bit difficult to make sure you get into the right Google account in order to access that. Right. After you've watched the 3 Getting Started videos, you want to register for my stat lab. You'll notice I have a button here that will take you directly to my stat lab. You do have a grace period of 10 days or so to enter an access code or buy access at the Math Lab site. If you do not purchase access or enter a code by the end of the grace period, you will no longer have access to the site. So my Stat Lab button to the left will get you to the site. I do expect you to go ahead and sign in even if you haven't purchased the access code yet. You can purchase the access code at the bookstore either as a standalone item or packaged in with a textbook. And of course the website will have additional information on how you can purchase access. The web address for my Stat Lab site is www.pearsonmylabandmastering.com. Then you should sign in to the My Stat Lab site and locate the online text, the online homework, and the online quizzes. You should do the browser check and watch the video on how to enter answers. And I'll show you all of that in the My Stat Lab recording. You need to complete the orientation homework found in my Stat Lab. That's located under the homework button. You want to complete the Are You Ready activities that are located under the Are You Ready button. I'll go over that in more detail in the Are You Ready recording. Finally, as you're finishing up the Are You Ready, you will have to take what is called the Smarter Measures test. You need to take a screenshot of the score sheet or the final result sheet, just the top part of it, and place it on the lab sheet that you'll be turning in, the Student Information Lab sheet. And I have some information on the lab sheet that tells you how to do that. And you will be signing into my VCCS actually. And what works is your MyGCC password that gets you into Blackboard, your username and password. You need to complete the Student Information Lab 1 that's located under the Labs button. And then when you, as part of that, you also need to post your self-introduction under the Meet Your Classmates forum, and I'm going to show you those two buttons right now. And you should respond to the postings made by 2 of your classmates. Okay, here's the Student Information Lab. You have the lab sheet. And we're going to open that just to take a quick look at it. Seems to be slow in opening this morning. Okay, so you want to type in this information that I asked for. You also want to indicate where you will be taking your proctored tests, Fredericksburg, Locust Grove, or if you need it proctored elsewhere, I need to have a completed proctor form. Excuse me. You can highlight the your choice or just delete the ones you're not choosing. You can type your name for a signature. Here's where you should post your screenshot. This is what mine look like, and I can tell if it's yours based on whether your name appears there. You want to click on this and press delete, then to get rid of it, and then post yours here. I have directions for taking a screenshot. You hold down Control and press the print screen key. That works for most computers, but not all. You can also highlight it and do Control-C to copy, or follow the directions for your particular computer. Okay, so that's where you post that. Finally, you type up your self-introduction, and you can make a copy of this to post it in the discussion board. And let me close this. So you'll notice we have several other labs here as well. So the discussion board button, you have an Ask Your Instructor forum where you can ask questions about content of the course or about how it functions. If you have a personal question, you want to ask that by email. For your first lab, this is where you post your self-introduction, and you can create a thread and just put your name as the subject and then type or copy your self-introduction and finally hit submit. I'm going to cancel this because I don't want to post one at this time. So create a thread is how you get that going. And you'll notice under the discussion board there are other discussions that'll go with other labs. Also, there is a virtual cafe where you can have general discussions with your classmates. Okay, that takes care of everything on the welcome announcement that's due the first week. So let me touch on the buttons we haven't discussed thus far. Assignments are organized by week, and I'm going to take week 3 here. It didn't get copied. Okay, I'm going to have to copy these. I will have assignments by week, and you simply go there and you'll find a list of the assignments that are due, as well as the learning outcomes for the week, as well as links to all those assignments. And I'll try to get that copied from last semester. Those are just organized by week. Now, if sometimes Blackboard does changes in the middle of the semester, which will disable the links. In that case, you'll find your course materials under the Course Materials button, and those are organized by chapter. So, for example, we're starting with Chapter 1. 1-2 materials are located here. You'll find a printed set of lecture notes. You want to print those and use them as you watch the recorded lecture. Then I do some even numbered problems from the book as sample problems to make sure you understand how to apply the concepts. So if the assignments button, if the links aren't working, you want to make sure that you go to course materials to locate those. All right, calculator button has instructions on calculator. There are calculator tutorials located under the Tools for Success button. I'll try to remember to point that out when we're taking a tour of my stat lab. It's actually called my stat lab for statistics. I have also a series, some of these, the ones with the globes, are atomic learning videos that are like 2 to 3 minutes long. I also have instruction sheets, and the Tutoring Center has a very excellent one sheet that summarizes all of the possibilities in terms of what you need to do on the calculator. Course information, we mentioned that's where your syllabus and assignment sheet are. We've talked about course materials and the discussion board. Faculty information, this is where you'll find a little bit about me as well as my office location, office phone number, and my office hours. And again, the best way to contact me is through email. Getting started videos we've talked about the labs. My grades, this is where I will house the grades for the course. And what I do is after each exam I transfer your quiz and homework average from my stat lab, and so you have an idea after each exam exactly where you stand. Of course, the link to my stat lab, and then finally we have an online assistance button that has links to various tools that you may find useful. For example, when we're working on the project, you may find the library link helpful. When you go to take your test, you may find that is helpful. If you need help at any time and you can't see me during my office hour, please go to the tutoring link there to get help. Okay, and that pretty well wraps up what is available in Blackboard. My next recording will cover what is available in my stat lab.